You are listening to an original message from the reader currently known as Jason Ashanti McDaniel of Madam Jason's Tarot. Hello, I apologize to everybody for kind of delaying all of the messages. I've just been really busy recently. So this is just going to be a 15-minute video where I give you a quick energy check on whatever you need to know right now. These are designed for people who like energy checks but don't want to be obsessed with tarot or not overconsume it. And also just give you whatever confirmations you need on decisions that you've been pondering about recently. Okay, I just need to get one more from Sacred Symbols and Oracles. See, the Earth card wanted to come out. So Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy could be significant. Earth is also about grounding. I actually like to get 4 cards from this deck, but we just got a big cluster that just came out. So there's a lot going on in the collective. We have release here at the bottom of the deck. So obviously, tarot readers, usually when there's like a lot of cards that like to come out, we see that as maybe one person or multiple people trying to communicate something. So it seems like there are a lot of things that you have to release. You can also be experiencing a lot of energetic shifts in your life right now. We have knowledge and truth. So maybe crown chakra downloads, getting information on something, having epiphanies. Tower card energy, but also kind of like Hierophant energy, justice energy. We have talisman. This represents protection, good fortune, and connecting to ancestors. I pick up a lot on people who recently or who are pursuing trade school things or college things. So I would even say that whatever you're going to school for, it's something that you were meant to do. I see 222 on the timer. It's something that you were meant to do. And it's also something that's going to bring you a lot of prosperity in the future. And then the big stack that we have safe travel and time. Both of these are like Sagittarius, Temperance card energy. Safe travel and time. We have boundaries, growth. So you've grown, and because of that, you have stronger boundaries with people. You've probably grown because there's some knowledge that you've learned about. And I could be talking to someone who's been on their spiritual journey for quite a while. So you've already, if not become an expert, you've dabbled in themes and subject matters like nervous system regulation, inner child healing, figuring out your shadows and your triggers, esoteric things like Kundalini awakening, Reiki, understanding tarot, things like that. I think that you have learned a lot in the past few years, or however far along you are in your journey. I feel like it might be a long time since we have the Time Oracle card. And we also have fire here. So in a literal sense, this is Aries, Sagittarius, Leo energy, but fire can also talk about passion. It could also talk about strong emotions like anger, and maybe even something romantic might come out in this reading. So I think let's use angel numbers, and then I'm going to use the Rider Waite-Smith deck. Okay, at the bottom of angel numbers, we have 4444 triumph. With the angel numbers, these could be sequences that you have in your phone number, area code, the place where you work, the place where you live. You could see this angel number a lot, but ultimately you have triumph over some sort of lesson, which you should give yourself a pat on the back for. We have 427 authenticity. So with boundaries, a lot of you are being honest about the type of life that you want to live versus what people expect you to live. I'm picking up a lot on LGBT plus energy, and it doesn't matter how long you've been out or how long you've been on your journey with that. For some of you, I know that's not for everyone. It can really be authentic about anything. Let's say you're a Black person and there's like a certain way that people expect Black people to act. Maybe you've been called bougie your whole life because you like books and you like expensive food, not because you think you're better than anyone, but those are your general interests, and also you just have a taste for finer things in life. And when people are intimidated by that, they try to point the finger at you. So you could be like Black or Hispanic and you're nerdy, and people don't like nerdy or quiet representations for those racial ethnic groups. Or I don't know, maybe some of you are changing your political beliefs, not to get political, but or there's just something where I feel like a lot of people have been expecting you to be a certain way, and I feel like it's mostly family members, and now you're learning to be authentic. But at the same time, if you're not ready to give people information about things, then that's your prerogative. So sometimes a boundary is just by being quiet and not saying anything, or just saying no, or I don't want to talk about that, or I don't want to do that, or I don't like it when you do that. So some of you have been doing that a lot. I even noticed with the Ma'at feather card, it is blue, which is in relation to the throat chakra. We have 1144, leveling up. So leveling up in triumph. You guys have been seeing a lot of fours. I also feel like someone who goes to the gym a lot is significant. And then we have 1212, choices. This is a soulmate angel number, but there are a lot of cards in tarot that represent choices. The Lovers, which was originally called the Choice, the Two of Wands, things like that. Even in your reading, some of you have been seeing like the same cards over and over again. But I have been picking up for a lot of people in the 15 minutes that they're kind of at a crossroads. I've been picking up a lot on Aries and Sagittarius for the 15 minutes as well. But this is an all signs reading, of course. And also make sure that you know as much as you can know about your natal chart too, because there are other readings that might resonate with you, not just your sun sign. So what do the people who are watching this need to know? I just saw the Sun and the Four of Wands in the split. What do the people who are watching this need to know right now about their life? I think that Four of Wands almost wanted to come out. Okay, we have the Fool at the bottom of the deck. This could represent negligence or making mistakes in the past. People fumbling you, possibly. People thinking that you're naive. We have the Moon card upright, which isn't really like my favorite card to come out when we're asking for clarity. This could represent things being hidden from you, anxiety, fear, but it could also represent illumination on the opposite side of the spectrum. It could represent in the darkness or in the quiet, you realizing something. And I was picking up on an epiphany. The Tower card didn't come out, but this is kind of similar. It's like deep water sign energy. Nine of Cups reverse, the Death card reverse, Five of Pentacles reverse. Okay. So it seems like there are people who are unhappy with their lives. I wanted to like make it sound like it's romantic, but it's more than just romantic situations. There are people who are unhappy with their lives, who feel like there's unfinished business with you. Maybe I get the sense that these are people who don't like to change, or they're not changing fast enough, or they're not as committed to it as you are, but they want to make peace with you. Some of you, you have healed yourself. You have gotten yourself out of depression and loneliness. You are trying to get yourself out of, I'm hearing, being broke or having money problems. And I was waiting for King of Swords, Queen of Swords. We have Queen of Swords in the reverse. So this can represent someone who's not tactfully honest, but they're messy because they're brutally honest. They say things, they're the type of people that feel like they can make jokes about whatever, and then they'll be like, why are you getting offended? And there are a lot of people nowadays who are like that. This could literally be a feminine person. It could be like a mother. It could be like a baby mama, an ex. There's some of you just have like this female energy that's constantly like talking you down. I feel like this is the only card that I really want to clarify. And then we have the Empress, which could represent divine feminine energy, law of attraction, abundance, fertility, things like that. And I feel like this reading is going to resonate with people who they didn't really come from families where words of affirmations were big. So they kind of, with the Empress, they learned how to do that themselves, because the Queen of Swords reverse and the Empress upright are two totally different, like, feminine energies. And we're talking about energy here. So that can resonate with any gender, just like coming from a culture or having a background where people weren't affirming you. So then you learned how to make the best out of your circumstance. And I feel like I'm talking to a lot of Black people with that, because it's kind of like, sometimes when you're Black, you can come from families where, yes, we have a history of being oppressed. Yes, a lot of us struggle with money. Yes, a lot of us don't have education. But then there are people who choose to be ignorant. People who choose to judge other Black people based off of how proper they talk, or the things that they like, or like black people that have boundaries. For example, like I grew up Black Baptist, and with the matriarchs in that culture, their thing is infantilizing people, like calling them little girl, and just like doing things like withholding people, helping your kids get cars, and helping your kids, like nagging to them about how they need to have certain life skills, but not doing what you're supposed to do as a parent to help people with that. So it may not be that specific example, but some of you come from a culture like that, where it's like people are constantly negative with their throat chakra, with what they choose to say and how they judge other people. And oftentimes it's the people in our own community that do us the most wrong. Whether you want to look at that in a gender sexuality community, a racial community, political community, whatever. So I feel like a lot of you are kind of tired about that. And even if, let's say, you are proud of your labels, you know what you believe in, but you also know how you're different from the community, if that makes any sense. But let's see, why is this Queen of Swords reversed here? Queen of Swords reversed is clarified by the Three of Swords. Yeah, I feel like this is someone who, like, you have to heal from. Like I said, for a lot of you, it's a karmic mother figure, or like some sort of matriarch. It could be an ex that you have that was like this, who you're healing from, but also this could be in a job setting. There's just like a bitchy feminine energy. And there's no gender in tarot, so this can even be a masculine that likes to gossip. But if some of you are trying to heal from a heartbreak, you have this Queen of Swords in the reverse, but you also have the Empress upright, and I see the Hierophant here. So the Hierophant could represent loyalty. It could represent commitment. So if you, especially if you've been cheated on in the past, that's going to change. It also represents higher education. So some of you might have a hater in your class, but some of you, while you're pursuing your education, you could also be nonchalantly pursuing a new romantic interest too, and that's something that you don't really know about. I'm at 14 minutes, but I feel called to use ih-moh-jee oracle. Sometimes I use this oracle not just to pick up on people's emotions, but also it just has general life update things in here. So I'm just going to sneak a few of these cards here, and then I'll move on to doing, hopefully I'll have enough battery space and energy and shade outside to do the 30-minute money reading for Capricorn and the 60-minute horoscope for Capricorn as well. Okay, what does this collective need to know about this message that they're receiving? Okay, revolving heart, falling in love, feelings are growing. So I feel like some of you, you're opening your heart chakra up to new people, and you're going to be blessed with that. Anytime I see like imagery of two hearts, it gives me more so soulmate energy more than like twin flame. But there's a lot of karmics that are involved in this situation too. We do have I miss you, missing a loved one. Remember, this could also be your family members who you have boundaries with, who don't know how to act right when they're with you, I'm hearing. We have bottle, pregnancy, birth, spirit baby. Some of you with the Empress are going to be pregnant soon. Spirit babies are like the spiritual aspect of babies that aren't born in the 3D yet, but they're babies that you're meant to have. Sometimes spirit babies for people who don't want kids or who can't have kids biologically is more, it could be talking about adopting a kid. It could also be talking about like a project. Because right now, this is for people who are solo dolo. Like, they feel like they have to do a lot of things in life by themselves, but they are trying to manifest a soulmate, and they are trying to get their life together, mainly by getting their finances up and getting their education. We have tornado, fighting chaos, separation, divorce. Some of you were divorced, and I feel like if you resonate with the infidelity, that could be for you. But this is also kind of like tower card energy, chaos, upheaval. We have white flag, surrender, no expectations, go with the flow. So keeping that heart chakra open. Some of you could be dating online or going to speed dating or just venturing out and trying to meet new people. I think some of you have like went through your contact list or deleted a lot of people, or you're just like not talking to a lot of people, no contact, out with the old, in with the new. And your cutoff game is very serious too, and that has people jaded. We have briefcase, new job offer, take the job. Some of you are going to get hired soon, or you just got a new job, which is great. And like I said, this deck has things that are beyond emotion, so that's why I like to use it. We have making money, loving, wealth, success. So if you've been stressing about your money, or if you've been sad because you feel like you can't afford to do anything, that's going to change soon. And I feel like you're going to actually like your job too, not just because of the paychecks, but it might be something that you're actually in alignment with. And we have devilish, mischief, naughty, horny. Some of you could be having a lot of fun dating. Some of you are sexually active again. This could be the reason why someone's going to be pregnant soon. That's all that I have for the 15-minute energy check. There are other videos and playlists that you can watch that may add more clarity to this message, but hopefully you like this message. If you did, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Follow me on all my social media platforms, and I will see you guys in the other readings.